We are following Gwynplaine at the moment. Just firing down towards that railgun room by the Mega Health. About 30 seconds till the Parrots fighting around this Mega Health. In fact, there's a great bit of LG by Gwynplaine. Does have a rocket launcher shotgun to pass off to his teammates. Ellie may be getting a little bit more of a grip on the way they want to play this map now.
Well, they're not far behind, are they? It's not like it's a total rout. They're in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the score 28-18 at the moment, so a 10 frag margin. This map is a very slow pace to anyway. There is the quad being picked up there by Silencer, rushing through to this middle area. Does take out Lars. Mega Health is going to be waiting a little while for this one. 9 seconds as he arrived there. Picks up a frag on Lars. Where's that Mega? There it is. We're in 5 minutes. 3, 4, 5.
I'm on 5:15 at the moment.
Okay. Silencer picking up a nice frag. They're going to pick up another one. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
There we go.
Good, well done. That's some FA.
And these are areas of the map we haven't seen much of on the pods so far in between power-ups, so interested to see how Silencer will be playing this. But again, you have to say, he's on his own. There's Triple Sex at least, that he's met up with almost by mistake.
And then left him.
Yeah, and just ran away from him.
See you later, Triple Sex. I'm off on my own. It's a very solo played map today. I mean, we didn't see that in previous games that we've seen, like the Grand Final. They were a lot more grouped up, I'd have to say, the players. But this time, it seems to be just a map of individuals. And obviously that is suiting l0wfly at the moment. Maybe they know how to be more efficient about that. Nice rockets by Lars there. Directs. That's 100 damage straight away. Higher damage output than a railgun hit.
Oh, in the good old days where rail did 100 damage. Good old days.
That's a weird rocket shot he just did there. Does take that railgun. So he's got 18 shots now with the rail. We saw Lars on Purgatory. He was the rail maestro.
Yeah, but he was hitting many rails, and you need to hit many more on this map.
First taking what I'd consider maybe a risky rocket jump. It didn't look that perfect. But Lars in this midfield with the quad, spots the battlesuit coming in, hits a rail, hits a second rail, he's dropping down, hits a third, he needs to hit it. Oh, he's going aggressive! And they do take out the battlesuit, although taking so long to do that really cost him moving out further and surviving for longer. FRS was pretty disappointed with his own play in that position.
Yeah, he was struggling to land any rockets. And it can be quite tricky though sometimes when someone's on a staircase. It's kind of less predictable, the movement of the player.
X in around this rail position again. You get the outlook over the Mega Health from here. It's a key area really. It interlinks that middle room just off to the right of him here between so many different zones. And Triple Sex, for somebody that usually has such great movement around the maps, it doesn't look that smooth today. Oh, gets caught out by Kinko just coming through the teleporter. Their heavy shotguns get the frag. We're leading up to the next power-up times, and there's a big delay for the quad. That's just going to have a keen advantage.
Wow, 6 seconds.
That's long enough.
Don't know about that.
Although it is a bigger map than normal, isn't it? 20 frags is the margin at the moment in favour of l0wfly. Kinko doing his best to try and work some of that back. They're going to have to be in position for the power-ups any second now. l0wfly coming to the bounce pad into this quad room. In fact, they're on top of the quad. Gwynplaine's moved over to get the battlesuit. He's got 100 armour, suggesting he just picks up the last red. There's Empish with the quad. He rushes straight away to this upper yellow. And I don't know, are they going to meet each other?
I'm not so sure.
Well, he's had a terrible run there.
Yeah, just being hit from all sorts of angles. Couldn't lock his LG onto anyone really.
It's one of those situations where you don't meet anybody for ages, then suddenly they're all around you, but none in really vulnerable, easy positions to exploit.
I've seen in many games though that fighting outside that red room is a very vulnerable position for the quad, because if you get caught, and it's a very tight area to fight in, especially against rockets or having to avoid grenades or those splash damage weapons.
Just dropping down that broken floor. Takes that FRS, rewards himself with the lightning gun grab. 20 frags is the margin. So we just reached that halfway
point, and this is a decent performance for LE so far. I mean, this is the first time we've seen them play this map in the EuroCup. I think they're doing a decent job of it.
l0wfly are the masters of this map.
Yeah, they are probably the best team we've seen on it so far, so the benchmark by which other teams have to be measured. And LE, they're losing by 20, but I don't know. Other teams, I think, would be losing by a lot more.
So long before Grimplane's really seen anybody to challenge, but it's
Yeah,
worked out
nothing
pretty well
happening.
for quad control. FRS calling a timeout. Battlesuit is just spawning now, so not really sure what's going to happen in that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see the Battlesuit be able to reach for quad in time to challenge. Have to, I think, expect another potential meeting between the two power-ups, and then the winner of that should have the advantage.
Here's Kinku then with the quad lightning gun in hand. We see a split power up. Will he meet him through this corridor? We saw this was the route FRS was taking. Kinku deciding to back off. Going to pick up an easy frag on Silencev in the back. Gets railed. Oh, there is the Battlesuit. It's Triple Six going aggressive, but he's pushed back by the lightning gun. He does get the frag with the rail. He's got to be careful though. He's not looking too strong. Oh my god. Just stood there and took that rocket to make sure he hit the shot ball with the rail.
Yeah, I mean, I know Battlesuit protects you, but direct rockets have always been dangerous to suit.
It's called arrogant dodging. You know you won't die, you're just mocking your opponent. Silencev just coming in. Rewards himself with the mega health. And they're starting to group up a little bit more now. It's a very expansive play early on in this map. It feels so much slower than we saw Deliberate Murder against Sito though on this map.
Yeah, they really play this at a slow tempo, which I think must be quite frustrating for a lot of teams, because many teams these days do like to play at higher tempos and have a more action-orientated game, and this is a really slow one from l0wfly.
I think it definitely does suit l0wfly at the moment though. They're controlling the tempo. They were very aggressive at the start, they built up this lead, and now they can be quite defensive about it.
Yeah, absolutely, and if you've got your opponents chasing, looking for you, perhaps into positions that aren't an advantage to them, then it's going to work very well for l0wfly.
So Lincet, we seem to just work around the same area for the last minute or so. It's leading up to power-up times. We've got 10 seconds to go before the Battlesuit. Silencep has moved into a great area to challenge, but they've decided to move away. Interesting choice. Well, he's managed to be back there in time still to challenge.
Yeah, and he hit a rail before Super's picked up, but...
Wow, Lars grabbing the quad away from l0wfly. That wasn't in the plan.
No, and we haven't switched back to the suit, but I'm certain it's still alive, so it's a chance now for Lemmings Effect to do something.
Grimplane moving out back towards the Battlesuit area, steaming around these lower corridors. Doesn't quite produce anything from it though. But he did get a grab of that mega health. They need the frags though, they desperately need them.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they've narrowed it by 3 or 4 frags, but
at this rate,
once it slips back into general map play outside of the power-ups, you know, we know that the advantage is going to slip back towards l0wfly, and that frag difference might not stay the same.
Grimplane taking a chunk of damage, but dealing out probably as good as he got there. Whoa, good first rocket, but Empish, oh, frag for frag.
Yeah, the first rocket was great, but he should have picked up the kill efficiently, but ends up just going down.
So here is Empish off the spawn, hiding in a very obvious place for Kinko. There's going to be certain bits on the map. Wow, nice frag from Kinko. He's gone really aggressive in the l0wfly homeland. There's going to be certain areas of the map that, for example, when l0wfly were first playing this, they could get away with. They could trick their opponents when they didn't really know the lay of the land.
And in that attempt to hide around the corner from Memphis, I mean, you should be able to always pick up on that, because he should have been able to hear him continue to move and walk and jump away, and as soon as the sound stopped, he knew that Empish must have just frozen still.
This is a stacked battlesuit for FRS, going to get the lightning gun as well. Spawns with the quad. He's got a nice chunk of armor as well. We've seen some power-ups, although they gets caught out against the wall by FRS, but FRS can't quite finish him off. Oh, misses the rail shot, and he's going to pay a heavy price.
Yeah, needed to hit that to keep himself alive. It would have slowed down the battlesuit from pushing onto him.
Here is Firestorm getting a nice frag on the drop down, but only 2 frags on this run. It's not the kind of map you're going to pick up loads of frags though, unless you just find a group of players. It has to be very much an objective-based run.
Yeah, and it was a good enough run to, you know, re-establish a significant lead for his team. I mean, it's up towards 20 again, and that's probably the kind of margin they'd like to keep it at. They don't want to leave it too close in case Lemmings effects suddenly bring back the game in spectacular fashion.
Grimplane picking up a point-blank range lightning gun kill on FRS. Spawned rocket launcher in his hands as well now. They're all over this red room. I'd say, you know, it started off with FRS controlling that red for quite a significant period, building up the lead, but really that's not the tactics of l0wfly. They're not to control the red. They like the yellow side, and they're happy to leave the red to the Lemmings effect and just say, well, come on then, use it against us. See what you can do. And as we can see, there's a lot of difficult routes to that yellow side of the map. And wow, that's great rockets from FRS just dropping down there. I think if they get the opportunity again though, l0wfly would love to send somebody in, just an individual to control that red again. Very much like a campground style of play. Battlesuit picked up by Spawns, taking a lot of rocket damage. Just pity we had to switch from the auto switch. Kinko caught out around the corner. We switched back to the Battlesuit, who did survive. There's the quad. Battlesuit up against quad. Was the quad killed?
I think so. It was, yeah.
And Spawns just backs off to the red, gonna pick up a freshly spawned chunk of armies. 10 frags the margin for.
Yeah, I mean, they've slipped to about 20 frags, you know, a couple of minutes ago, the difference, but they've played well since then, Lemmings effect, and they're certainly still alive in this game, and possibly a concern for l0wfly that Lemmings effect have kept it this close. They'd have expected to dominate this map.
Interesting they brought this back, and, you know, as we saw the grand final, Sito and Deliberate Murder, very similar scenario at this point. 2 minutes remaining, it's a 10 frag margin, there's one set of power-ups left. This is not all over for Lemmings effect, and, you know, if l0wfly really fall apart here, they're going to be in serious trouble. It's only 8 frags the margin now.
Spawns is still stacked. He's picked up that kill there, and it hasn't really impacted his armor or anything.
Gonna make that beautiful little jump up. Oh, that's a good kill as well.
Great time to make that kill as well. That's that yellow gone now until after the power-ups.
7 frags the difference. Leading up to the last power-ups, he's all over Quad with a nice stack. His 7 frags, still that difference, as they both have reached 100. He's dropped off, though, and it's worked out at not the best time for it. Lars picking up the battle suit. He's got a chunk of armor. What a close scoreline we've got here. 5 frags is the difference. Triple Sex with nothing. Now a rocket launcher. They just need to group up l0wfly really and play tight.
Yeah, they don't need to go looking for the kills. They can just use that quad defensively.
So we switch around to some of the other players. They're still playing that really defensive game. There is the battle suit. Oh, silent set getting taken out by Gwynplaine. This is a very big moments coming out. Gwynplaine's got to be cautious going up there. He needs to work with his teammates to get a better position on that attack.
Yeah, they have to work as a team because an individual will possibly make a frag, but you expect a counter frag.
Oh, Silent Step escapes at the bounce pad, and Gwynplaine, I mean, he's stuck here. He knows Silent Step's going to hit a heavy shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he had no choice. I mean, the difference was 5. His death made it 10. You know, he had to look for the kills. Not quite going to bring this back. Great effort, though, you have to say. I mean, first time we've seen them playing this map in a competitive game, and against the perhaps best team on this map, and they only lost by 5 frags, so very admirable performance.